What's up YouTube, Crispy Charizard here. I've decided to start something different. It's like Nuzlocks, which I've done in the past, but those have never been very popular. I've done about 3 Nuzlocks so far. None of them have been very popular, so I've decided to do something different. I'm just going to play a game, no alterations, no randomizer, since obviously randomized Nuzlocks are more interesting than regular Nuzlocks. So yeah, no rules, no randomizer, no Nuzlocks, but I will be playing and just talking about whatever I feel like, so yeah. I was thinking maybe choose a random topic sometimes, like politics, but then I realized that that's not going to be interesting to a lot of people, but I could make it interesting. Now, if I had experience as a comedian, I could say funny stuff, and it could be funny political stuff. But I'm not really that good of a comedian, I'm not that funny. I can be, but, you know, I don't script these videos, and I'm not scripting this video, so what's the point? I'm just gonna talk about what I want to. Maybe I'll talk about Pokemon, maybe I'll talk about Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. Maybe I'll talk about the anime. Like, just talking about whatever I feel like might be easier than planning a video ahead of time. And if I'm doing it while playing, it'll come subconsciously and just like, I'll just blurt out whatever comes to mind. I know some people just do, some YouTubers do that, and they're hilarious. And they can switch topics in a split second. So, as I was saying, the best way to make these videos is for me to talk about random stuff without thinking about the game too much. The game should come as second nature. And if I do that, then the stuff that'll come out of my mouth will come as second nature and be kind of random. Now, hopefully, this video will be good quality. Hopefully, I'll be funny, not boring, and whatever. So how about that United States president, huh? He's a riot. You know, I'm embarrassed to admit it, but anytime something scandalous or something happens in the news, 90% of the time it's about people and names I have no idea who they are. I don't recognize them. Like, I don't know sports, so when there's something about a sports celebrity, I don't know who that is. I know very few actors. I know only certain actors and actresses. So when I hear something about one of them, I'm like, who's that? Like, I'm like, I don't know these people. And then when it comes to politics, I don't know any of them. It's like only like certain people, obviously, that everyone knows, like Trump. But like for example, at the moment on the news, you hear stuff about scandals and other stuff going to court, you know, accusations being made, and I'm ashamed to say I don't know who these people are. I really don't care. If I was president of the United States, man, what I would do, I have no clue. I'm not into politics. I'm not in college for politics. I'm not in college for law. I'm not a lawyer. If I was a lawyer, though, I don't know. I wonder what lawyers are like in the Pokemon world. I wonder what you could get sued for in the Pokemon world. I'd be surprised if it's not just like our world, but it has to be a little different. Anyway, hopefully the lack of randomization on this save file will prevent lags and glitches, because in the past, every time I've done a randomized Nuzlocke, there have been lags and glitches have been the cause of a lot of me ending those Nuzlocks. I've never actually lost the Nuzlocke. Like, the Nuzlocke's rules say, oh, if you lose all your Pokemon, you lose the Nuzlocke. Now, me, I ended Nuzlocks because of glitches, and on one occasion because I accidentally deleted my save file. That was my bad. So, as I was saying, I'm not gonna edit this video because that takes a lot of effort, and I just don't feel like it. So if I say something I don't like, I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully there'll be nothing to edit. I'm not gonna make these videos too long, but I'm gonna make more of them if I feel like it. Let's see. I'm gonna try to talk about what I'm doing as little as possible. Like, just make it, I don't know, background images, like just me playing HeartGold. Why HeartGold? It's nostalgic. it's nostalgic, and I don't really like this game. There's a lot of issues I have with it. For example, the Pokemon, they seem to level up too slow. Unlike easier games that they've made more recently where Pokemon level up really fast. Like, this game, the Pokemon level up so slow. And the reason, I think, is because the wild Pokemon that you're supposed to grind battling, they're not high enough level. And they're also really boring, so none of them are interesting. It's just like Johto has so few good Pokemon. It's one of my least favorite regions. I mean, the wild Pokemon are just so boring. You got your Sentret, you got your Graveler, you got your, I don't know, man. So, obviously, the Pokemon I'm gonna choose... Again, this is another thing I don't like about this region. It is one of the only regions where choosing the starter isn't easy. Like, I have a favorite starter in all my other regions. Charmander, Torchic, Piplup, Oshawott, Froakie, Litten. Every time it's a fire or a water type. Obviously, I'm more mature than I used to be. So, yeah, I could use any Pokemon. I'm strong enough to survive with any Pokemon. I'm not saying that I can't use Chikorita. If I had to use Chikorita, I could. I could beat the champion with a Meganium. I've done it before. And, it's just that I don't like it. So I'm not going to use it. I'm going to choose my favorite Pokemon. The problem with Gen 2 is that even though I always choose a fire or a water type, this fire type and this water type, they're both so equally good, but also equally ununique, uninteresting. I can't choose between them. I've used both of them so many times. Obviously, in the other regions, I have one clear favorite starter. It's a starter that appeals to me in its design and in its strengths, and I think it looks cool. But here, I'm like, do I want a Feraligatr? Do I want a Typhlosion? They're both really cool. Now, obviously, then you have to start thinking ahead. You gotta think, which gym leaders can I beat with each one of these? And obviously, Cyndaquil is the correct answer because it beats Bugsy, it beats Bryce, it beats, okay, so it beats Bug, Steel, Ice. That's already 3 of the gym leaders. Water, what does it beat? None of the gym leaders here. Now, if you're thinking of head to Kanto, well, then it's another story. So, obviously, well, I really like Totodile. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Totodile. I like Cyndaquil just as much. And if we're being honest, to beat the gym leaders, the best thing that you could do, or that I could do, is to choose Cyndaquil. Right? Right? But the thing is, maybe I shouldn't go for the easiest thing. I mean, Cyndaquil's been my choice a lot recently, but I haven't seen Totodile in a long time. And I'm feeling nostalgic. The reason Chikorita was my first ever starter was because I didn't like how hyper Totodile was in the anime. And I didn't like how Cyndaquil's eyes were closed. I was like, ew, why aren't its eyes open? That's not normal for a living being. It should open its eyes. I was a little kid. Give me some slack. I had weird preferences. And I thought, oh, Chikorita, that's cute. I'll use Chikorita. Years later, oops, biggest mistake I've ever made. That thing can't beat the first gym. It's a flying type gym. Oh my goodness. Don't choose Chikorita unless you want a challenge. Now, do I want a challenge? No, life is hard enough as it is. My Pokemon game doesn't have to be that way. It doesn't have to be too easy, but it doesn't have to be too hard. That's why I'm choosing either Cyndaquil or Totodile. Obviously, we knew this from the start. So, do I choose the Fire type or the Water type? The Water type or the Fire type? Cyndaquil! I would pay cash or kill to be able to copy Totodile's voice the way Hoodlum Scrafty can. It is so talented. Like, to have the talent to, like, just go, you know, we're talking Daffy Duck here. Like, to do Daffy Duck's voice, which is basically Totodile's voice, like, oh man, I'm so embarrassed to even attempt it. I can't do it. It's like, Totodile. I can do the throaty stuff, but I can't. It just doesn't come out right. Oh my god, I'm not gonna put this on YouTube now. Yes, I am. I promised I wouldn't edit. So yeah, I just embarrassed myself on the internet. Oh man, should I choose Cyndaquil or Totodile? Oh man. Yeah, this is why I don't like these games. When you make games, you're supposed to make the starters unique. Another thing I don't like about the starters here is that they all end up being the same type. Pure grass, pure water, pure fire throughout their evolutions. They don't get another type. Now eventually when they get megas, which may take years, or maybe it'll happen next year. Who knows when the Johto starters will get megas. They should and probably will get unique typings. Now obviously what those typings will be may be anything. Let's choose Cyndaquil. Now, for giving me such a hard time, what nickname should I give it? Cyndaquil evolves into Quilava, evolves into Typhlosion. It is something of an echidna, something of a mouse, something of a rat. It's a rodent. It's a rodent. It's got fire coming out of its back. It's a hedgehog. It's kind of cute. I'm gonna name it Ace. Shout out if you get the reference, though. Okay, Oh, the reference, by the way, it's One Piece. I really like One Piece. It is one of my favorite anime. I am willing to debate that it is the best anime ever. But that's just me being a kid, you know? Like, I'm not a kid, I act like a kid. Every time I find a new anime that I like, I'm like, this is the best anime ever. Even though I already said that for another anime. I'm like, wow. Figures. Anyway, let's look at Ace. Male, hasty nature, capable of taking hits. That means increased speed, lower defense. Increased speed is good. Lower defense is unfortunate. Too bad. That's Pokemon for you. As I was saying, One Piece is a great anime. What other animes are good? Now, I might get a lot of criticism if I just tell you what animes I like, because obviously some people might disagree with me. But that's the risk, you know? So let's take the risk. I like Sword Art Online. I like One Piece, as I said. What else do I like? I like My Hero Academia. That's good. Yeah, that's some good stuff right there. Obviously Pokemon. I follow Yu-Gi-Oh! I wouldn't really call it one of my favorites. I mean, I watch it. I've been watching it for a long time, but that's only because I'm like stuck with it, just like Pokemon. It's not like, I mean, the story is good on the latest one, Yu-Gi-Oh! Vrains, but I mean, it's not like heart-wrenching like One Piece or My Hero Academia. Like, those two are heart-wrenching. You want that. You want tragic backstories or cool superpowers, stuff like that. Wow, I can't even think of any other animes that I like. I can tell you what I don't like. For some reason, I've never been into Dragon Ball Z, but not because I don't like it, it's because I've never seen it. That's just the truth. Speaking of, a lot of the animes that I watch right now are anime that I've heard of before, and I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna be into that. Then I kind of take a chance, and I end up liking it. Attack on Titan, that's a good example. I heard of it years ago, and I was like, that doesn't sound interesting. And then recently when I was bored, I was like, maybe I was wrong. So I looked it up, and I was like, that's kind of interesting. And now, guess what? It's the best anime ever made. Man, like, Attack on Titan is so good. Like, you can't not like Attack on Titan. I mean, it's not like that interesting, but it's interesting. Oh no. That's going to happen. Pretend it never happened. No glitches to see here. Anyway, so yeah, if I had to choose my favorite anime of all time, and not counting Pokemon, since Pokemon's gonna, like, Pokemon's unique. Every time we go to a new region, it's unique. The animation and the art style and the writing. Whatever. If I had to choose between the others, I don't know if I could choose My Hero Academia, One Piece, or Attack on Titan. But out of those three, I've been a fan of One Piece the longest. So maybe I would choose One Piece as my #1 favorite. I've only been watching Attack on Titan very recently, like very short time. But, yeah. Let's see how far we can get before I decide this video is too long. Huh. We did not interact with any Pokemon in the first 2 patches of grass. And by patches, I mean like giant patches, not like one tile spot. Whatever. Like, the Pokemon are just so weak. Level 2? I'm not gonna grind on these chumps. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, but the starters, like in like the latest games, Litten, Poplio, and Rowlet, they have 3 moves at level 5, including elemental moves, like not just Scratch, Tackle, but also stuff like you'd expect, like, you know, what is it? Leafage, Ember, Water Gun, stuff like that. Like, that is better. Yeah. This game is just so old. The battles take forever. Like, I say the Pokemon are too weak because I can't level up from them fast enough. But also my Pokemon is too weak because it's like, whatever. You know, who is only seen at night, which means not a lot of people see it, but I might catch one when I can. You know how hard college is? College is hard. I mean, I'm on a like a break right now. When I say break, I mean like for a few days I have nothing to do, which is very rare. And skipping class is always a big temptation. I don't recommend it. I've only just like ended that addiction of skipping class, but I might be having a relapse soon. So yeah, the stress, it's up to here. Also, another thing I'm guilty of. When it comes to anime, I read online on pages like Wikipedia and other wikis, plot holes. Not plot holes, sorry. The plot. Not intentionally. It's just like when I'm looking to see if I'm gonna like something, I read everything I can about it. Which means that... Which, it doesn't reduce my interest in it, but it also completely... not ruins, but like, you know everything that's gonna happen because you read it online. You know, normally that's not a smart thing. I don't recommend it. That's just how I do, because I don't like starting a show knowing nothing about it, because I don't like feeling confused. So I read everything I can, so I feel like I already know the characters, because that's something I'm into. But then when something major happens, like someone dying, for example, spoilers, when Luffy's brother Ace died in One Piece, it wasn't a surprise. I knew about that. And Did that ruin the experience? Maybe, maybe not. My point is, don't spoil yourself when it comes to TV shows and anime. Like, and movies, especially. Man, people that were confused about Infinity War at the end, I was like, whatever. My cat's so noisy. Like, in philosophy, we learned about Descartes' theory that animals are like without souls, or some other philosopher, maybe not Descartes. And my theory is that, yeah, maybe they don't have souls, maybe they're just, you know, robots. Not physical robots, but like mentally they're robots. Like, they don't have intelligence like us, they don't have emotions and willpower like us. They only have the illusion of that. They only look like they have those things, but that's just them, you know. That's just behavior, you know? When it comes to behavioral psychology, it's like, you know, the animal needs something, so it does it. You know, if it needs to come inside, it'll scratch the door. If it needs to eat, it'll beg for food. It's not like it's intelligent or has a mind, you know. Whatever mind it has is not a mind like us. They don't communicate with each other. They don't communicate with us. Their communication is purely behavioral. Now, Pokemon, on the other hand, clearly aren't like that, so they're not just animals. They look like animals and act like animals, but clearly there's plenty of examples of Pokemon having willpower, intelligence, and emotions. And the reason I use those three terms is obviously because they are what are symbolized by the three spirit Pokemon, Mesprit, Uxie, and Azelf. Anyone who's a fan of Pokemon knows that, so I was planning on making a video about how Mesprit, Uxie, and Azelf don't just give emotion, intelligence, and willpower to humans, but also to Pokemon, which is one of the major differences, despite the powers, between Pokemon and regular animals. Now, I wish my cat was more like a Pokemon, but, you know, the reason I mentioned that they may not have minds is that even though she acts bored, and sometimes acts sad because she's lonely or something, I try to convince myself that there's nothing that I can do about it. I'm too busy, and, you know, she's just a cat. What am I supposed to do? Now I feel bad saying that. I don't have time to play with her as much as I'd like. In fact, she's so lonely. Like, the best solution, I think, is to eventually adopt a new kitten, have them play with each other. Hopefully my oldest one won't be a bully. I don't know if I mentioned this. My cat's name is Misty. When I first got her, I was thinking of a name, and I'm like, okay, it has to be from Pokemon. Obviously, I can name her from something else, but like, Pokemon is my #1 thing. I'm a PokeTuber after all. And I was like, okay, what should I name her? And the first name that came to mind as a cat name was Misty, because Misty is in the list of top cat names. People name their cats Misty all the time, and even humans are named Misty without knowing about Pokemon. And since I like Pokemon, I was like, sure, let's name it Misty. I mean, what else was I going to name it? Meowth? Litten? No. Misty's a nice name. Oh, man. I wish I could show it to you guys, but that's not an option right now. Maybe another time. How long has this video been going on? Oh, man, that's long enough. Okay. As soon as the guide-agent is finished, we will save the video, and, hopefully you guys like hearing me talk about random stuff. FYI, I am eligible to vote. However, I'm not interested in voting. I voted once, and it did not make a difference because I did not vote for the winner. Let's just say I did not vote for the winner, so, obviously, that reduced my willingness to vote again. However, even though stuff like, midterms may not matter to me, I may vote in 2020. Who I'll vote for depends on who will be running. I don't know at this point. It's, you know, still 2 years away. So, like I said, random stuff. Have you guys ever played Minecraft? It's kind of addicting, but I think I've hit that point where, oh, I'm not interested anymore. Which is good because, like, you know, it's best not to play too much of anything. Like, I haven't been playing Pokemon as much as I used to. I haven't been playing a lot of stuff as much as I used to. Like, that's adulthood. Anyway, that's the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you didn't, I would welcome any comments. Just don't be a prick and dislike the video, because that doesn't help you, and it sure as heck doesn't help me. So, yeah. If you want, tell me it was boring, and I will agree with you. As I was saying, gotta save my save file, blah blah blah. We will be doing this again when I have time. Maybe tomorrow, maybe not. There's a lot of other videos I wanted to talk about. Like, I'm trying to make, but like I haven't had time. A video about all the unused type combos. A video about the Pokemon timeline. A video about all the mistakes, like, and there's a lot of them, that I made when I was playing Pokemon as a kid. Theories about stuff like multiverse, you know. Basically videos that everyone else has made, and so they're not that interesting. I'm trying to think of something creative. Also, there's this secret project that I've been thinking of, and it's still in here. It's going to utilize my very, very poor artistic skills, but they're not that bad. Like, you know, my drawing is better than your ordinary person, but let's just say I'm not a professional. If I can combine that with some writing skills, which I don't have, maybe I could create something like an animation, and it's going to be Pokemon themed, but a crossover with another franchise that I like, say, Star Trek. Now, when I say crossover between Pokemon and Star Trek, I mean like full-blown, it's the same universe parody stuff, you know? Like, people in Star Trek have Pokemon because it's the same universe and they've always had Pokemon, and they're like exploring space with Pokemon. Like, yeah. As I said, it's still on the drawing board, but we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, guys, leave a like if you feel like it. Share with a friend if you feel like it. I'll see you guys next time.